What's good? It's another day, another beautiful day. It's Wednesday, going on a Thursday. I had a decent time at work. I mean, just another day. I get to go on leave, like I keep mentioning, probably every video so far. It's next week. Almost there. Get to get married. Finally. It's been a long time coming, right? To my best friend for like 10 years, half my lifetime. Um, but that's neither here nor there. We're going to be getting close to the finishing of Second Corinthians. Whoop whoop, you know. Well, not a whoop whoop as in that sense, because we're finishing the book, but like in a sense of like, yeah, we're actually accomplishing this, right? One book at a time, right? And it pretty much talks about at the beginning. Paul's like, yeah, bro, it's kind of good to give to people. Oh, you wouldn't have thought, oh my, right? He talks about mainly in the abundance that we have as people. Um, it is good to give to people that don't have anything, so that our abundance leaves us with what we need, and we give people what they need through our abundance and whatever we got, right? And it reminds me of mainly how earlier Paul and even I'm pretty sure Jesus and either Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John, I'm pretty sure Paul talked about in Romans where we all have a gift, right? And we all have something that the Lord gives us the ability to do, right? Especially since He keeps us on earth and He allows you to wake up every single day. He still has a mission for you. He still has some type of game plan for you to do, for you to accomplish, so that you can spread His word, or you can be more in Him, or so you can bring somebody else to Christ, right? That is the whole purpose of you still being here, right? And that's why we should use it, right? Or it's the purpose of He's giving you time to come to Him because He knows that if He gives you time, you will eventually come to Him, or that's the best way to come to Him, right? And even then, some of us still might fail, right? But that's why He gives us the choice, right? To live out as well. Um, what really stuck with me was verse 14 and on was your abundance at the present time should supply their need so that their abundance may supply your need and there may be fairness. Whoever gathered much had nothing left over, and whoever gathered little had no lack, right? It's pretty much give so you can be given to, right? You be generous so other people can be generous to you. Not with the intention of that, but with the intention of what comes around goes around. What you reap, you sow. All of that, right? What you put out there into the earth and into people and into God's people and into God, He will give you back, right? If you ask Him, you will receive. He will answer your prayer like that. It might not be how you want it to be, but He will answer it nonetheless, right? Um, and then he proceeds to, at the end of the chapter, to just say, yeah, our bro Titus is pretty goated, right? And he's like, you're pretty much the reason Titus is getting lays right now, right? Pause. Yeah, right. And now we're moving on to chapter 9. Keeping it going. Chapter 9 pretty much starts with Paul saying, so there's a collection of Christians in Jerusalem, right? And Paul's like, I'm trying to bring the chorus, right? He's trying to show, them off and whatnot, and their zeal for the Lord, right? And everything, right? And he's like, yeah, bro, I want to be sending a few of the brothers so like they can assist you a little bit because I don't want you making a fool of yourself and importantly, God or me, right? Which, Paul Loki's kind of being weird right now. At least that's how it feels to me. Like he's a little almost confident, almost like too confident. Not that, but it may just be different to me. It just almost seems like he's not really there in the Lord. But at least there, like let me rephrase, like there, like that his confidence. It doesn't seem where it comes from, right? That's me personally, but that's me from finishing the chapter because I've already finished the chapter. I'm just doing a more detailed review of it, which is why I reread the chapters. But overall, after that, we go into the cheerful giver part of the chapter, where Paul pretty much talks about earlier in chapter 8 about giving, whatnot, right? And he pretty much says, If you sow sparingly, you're going to receive sparingly. If you sow bountifully, you're going to receive bountifully, right? Literally, what you put out there, you're going to receive, and what you don't put out there, you're not going to receive. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right? So invest in those people. Invest in everything that you can while you have the time, while God has you on this earth, because He gave you one purpose, and that's to serve Him, right? And He will guide you along the way, right? To eternity. That's all it takes, right? As God has literally, given us the ability to receive His grace, His gift of grace, right? And the ability to just pretty much reap what is given, right? In Him, right? And that pretty much finishes out chapter 9. Now we're going on to chapter 10. And now we're in chapter 10. The heading for this is Paul protecting or defending his ministry, right? And it starts with Paul pretty much saying, yeah, I know I'd be coming at y'all hard in the paint, when I'm sending letters out there and everything. And it may not seem I'm not coming at you as hard at the paint when I'm there, right? At least that's how it's perceived by others, right? But I'm going hard in the paint because while I'm putting the letter, I'm doing when I'm there, right? He said, when I'm there, I actually show up, right? And he also talks more about how he wants to set that image of, not being in the world because we don't use worldly weapons. We use the weapons of God, right? That can destroy anything that is not God's will, right? And overall, that we have the strength given to us by God to push out there to other people so we may grab them and bring them closer to Him, right? Um, Overall, though, the main points that really hit for me were verse 3 through 4, which says, "For though we walk in the flesh, we are not waging war according to the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not of the flesh, but have divine power to destroy strongholds." And in verse 11, that what we say by letter when absent, we do when present, right? He said he really about that talk. He said, yeah, you think I'm talking crazy over the letter? Nah, I'm here. And since I'm here, I'm with the Lord. The Lord got me, I got Him. I'm doing what I've been told to do. Simple as that, right? And I gotta respect it, right? And then he ends it off with, "Let the one who boasts boast in the Lord. For it is not the one who commends himself who is approved, but the one who the Lord commends," right? You can't save yourself. You can't glorify yourself. Only God can do that. Stop putting your faith in yourself and put your faith in just in Him, right? I almost said back into me. See, I'm trying to preach to the choir, right? The choir being me, myself, and I right now, right? It's simply, stop putting that faith in yourself. We are literally nothing without the Lord. If the Lord did not create us, we would literally be dust. Dirt. Hi, dirt. I'm dirt. Come on, bro. He gave us a purpose. He gave us a will and the ability to follow or to not follow. How's he a dictator when, he's giving you a choice? It's either you're under him or you're under the world. There's no ifs, ands, and buts. You're either saved or you're not saved. There's not no black, white, Baptist, Catholic. Nah. You're either saved or you're not saved. Simple as that. Again, preaching to the choir. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed today. That concludes through chapter 10. Then we're going to finish out tomorrow with 11 through 13. So I hope y'all enjoyed. Catch y'all on the next one. Read the word. Doses.